Hello, everybody. I'm actually Doc G, and I'm doing the DJ Dani show tonight. I'm waiting for our guest to come in. I don't know when the guest is coming, but that's okay. Um, I was supposed to have Jim Gaven, I believe, local singer. Um, Hopefully, he's supposed to join me soon. What I've told is Jim Gaven runs or controls or part of COA radio. It's funny, you know why? Because I actually introduced COA radio. I was working with Kevin Mira at City of Angels, and I had ideas about creating radio for people that had addictions, and I had ideas about if they were clean for maybe more than 3, maybe 6 months, to give them a radio show or a radio station. I was going to show them how to do that. I've been successful for the last 25 years. And maybe we'll talk about that. We'll see what happens. I don't know. We will see what happens to that. But anyway, I'm here to do a show.
Resend the link. He says it's saying there's an error message.
Oh, resend the link. I sent it to you, so just resend the link.
He did. He says that's what it's saying.
What is he using?
I have no idea. He only has 30
This is what I get when I click on the link, and I'm already logged in. Now he has to go to where it says, if he's already logged in, all he has to do is go enter studio. But anyway, everybody, just a little bit of background on City of Angels and me. We worked together for years. Their board decided they didn't want to parallel work with me. I have nothing against City of Angels Radio, nothing against them at all, because they're totally different animal than Hamilton Radio. Hamilton Radio has been successful without City of Angels Radio, before City of Angels Radio, and probably after City of Angels Radio. I have nothing against them. I wish them well.
It's saying this when I click on it too.
You probably copied the wrong link. I'll try to send another link. I'll try to send the link again. Make sure that he's using Google Chrome. Everybody out there, hold on. I'm just trying to take care of the situation right here real quick. You want me to send it to him?
Yeah.
Okay. And he might want to restart his computer first.
Did you send it to him?
Yeah, I sent it to you. So you send it to him, and then I'll send it to him.
Okay.
Everybody, just hang on there. We're trying to get our guest in very soon. Jim is a local musician. He's actually a very good musician. I like his music. And
I just sent that.
okay, he'll be here very soon. We only have him for a little bit of time. So we'll see what happens. If we don't get to him, we don't get to him, but I'm still going to do the show nonetheless. Anyway, let's talk about a little bit about City of Angels Radio. As soon as my guest comes in, I'll bring him on. I can't play any of his music because he sent it to me through Facebook. Facebook doesn't allow you to download any songs anymore when you send them on Facebook Messenger. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. They're blocking everything. They're blocking your ability to promote yourself. They're blocking your ability to play your music. They're blocking your ability to show people your music. So why are we still using them? Why? And why are we promoting ourselves? Here comes Jim right now.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Live right now, Jim. We're live on the air.
Beautiful.
Welcome. Anyway, we've been friends for a long time, I think, right?
It's been a bit. Yeah, it's been a while.
And you're a singer-songwriter, and I'm doing this for my daughter. My daughter doesn't feel well, so I hope you understand that.
Yeah, it's okay. I hope she feels better.
I understand you're an incredibly talented musician, but I want you to tell me a little bit about yourself, how you got started in music, and where you're about now.
Well, that's very nice of you to say. So I got started when I was 16 playing guitar, and it happened because I broke my leg playing soccer, actually, believe it or not. And that ended up being the best thing that could have happened to me at that time, because in the rehabilitation process, I I couldn't do much physically. So I ended up getting my using my dad's guitar in the corner of the dining room they had, and just asked him to teach me a few things, and it was really cool. And I kind of went from there. So that's the beginning part, and from there I just started doing, learning cover songs and getting into college and doing open mic nights, and then starting to write. And from there it just like spawned into other bands I joined. I always had a solo project on the side, and now I play a bunch of instruments, and that's kind of the short story. What I'm doing now is still writing and recording, mostly from home. I've gone into studios over the years, but it's easier now just to do like the home recording sort of setup. And
It is.
And so like I have that going on, and I still do gigs, even through the pandemic. Of course, not at the beginning part of it, but over the summer, last summer into the fall, getting back into playing at wineries and breweries and even outdoor parks, which has been really cool to do that. And in addition to that, I started my own music. It's a music service company that basically we're out there to serve and support individuals with special needs, those who have Alzheimer's and dementia, those who have drug and alcohol addiction. And so basically it's kind of like music therapy, but I can't call it music therapy because I don't have a therapy degree. Yeah.
It is musical therapy because you're exploring their emotions, their very, very, very things that they deal with it on a daily basis. Yeah. And you're trying to bring the positive side out with their music. I understand that.
Sure. Yeah. That's exactly what I try to do. And we have actually a small team now. I have 4 part-time sort of contracted people that do some great stuff, because I can't be everywhere, right? You can't be everywhere. So there's been a good need especially over the last year with doing virtual sessions. Things have really kind of gone up in a great direction. So it's forced us in a good way to kind of divide and conquer, if you will. Okay. So that's been really cool. Mostly in New Jersey and into PA a little bit, and doing things virtually. I found our team doing one-off sessions and a couple of sessions here and there for companies in Arizona, Illinois, and Florida, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Never thought that'd be the case.
a lot of diversity. We actually we have a couple of things here that you might be interested in. We have a thing called Top Cat Productions. We just started that about last month. That's once a month. That's a lady in Pittsburgh runs that. She does anybody that has talent. She's also somebody that really needs the exposure, because she created this based on not her handicap, but what she can do to help other handicapped people. It's a tremendous show. She brings people with all talent on there. And we do something called live concerts on Saturday right here on the live Roku channel. So you might want to explore that, because that goes all over the world. Plus it's on our Roku and YouTube and Facebook, wherever we are.
That's awesome. I'll for sure check it out. Yeah, that's really cool.
I'll get you in touch with one of my friends that works that. His name is John Wegner. He usually watches what we're doing here, and I'll get you in touch with him. You'll get a Facebook message from him, and then you just hook up with him. He'll set you up if you are interested. And you can give it to other musicians too, because the thing is, exposure to the masses at one time is better than you going out and going doing this and doing that, because now people know who you are. They'll go buy your merchandise, they'll go buy your music, they'll buy your songs, and they'll tell other people about you.
Oh, I'm definitely interested, and I will certainly pass it along to some of my musician friends that I feel like would be into this kind of thing. So that's super cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
And just one other thing, at our studio in Robbinsville, Hamilton Radio Studios, Iron Horse Films, we also we're doing a recording. We're starting to record now. We have Ernie White. You know Ernie White. I'm sure everybody knows Ernie. Ernie's a great guy.
Ernie's all over it. Yep.
Right. Ernie has been there. We've been doing recording sessions with him. We're going to turn that into a recording studio, because a lot of studios right now aren't open because of COVID.
Yep.
So our situation is we're fine. We haven't had anybody with COVID that's really there. And we always keep everything clean and sanitized. And it doesn't have a lot of traffic, but it does have a lot of ability, because it's in a great location. And the studio is people love it. They love it because it's new.
Nice.
So,
yeah. I'm game, man. I love trying to, I love trying to do different things. That's kind of really what it's come down to for me is have you ever seen that movie with Jim Carrey called Yes Man? I don't want to say I say yes to everything, but I like saying yes to something new that I haven't done before. That is very inspiring and invigorating and exciting to me. So whereas some people might see that as like, oh, I don't know how that's going to go. I'll jump in head first to something new that I haven't done because, you know, you never know. Maybe something amazing comes from it. Or if it doesn't, at least I gave it a shot.
Right.
You
Right.
know?
So tell me more about your servicing company. What does it do?
So we do one-on-one lessons for those who have special needs, primarily, mostly adults, because we're a qualified provider in the state. We had to do paperwork to kind of make that happen. I kind of got into all of this, creating my own entity because of my work in the human services field over the last decade. So I should probably preface that with this. Is I worked for the Arc Mercer years ago and did what I'm doing now, except for a different company, and they didn't have a music program. So I kind of got into the mode of trying to create a curriculum and trying to create like sort of a fun thematic way of doing things every day. So every day was something fresh for me, and it was hopefully fresh for the individuals I spent time with. And it was amazing to be able to have that opportunity. I basically created a program from scratch there, and they took a big chance on me because like I don't have a degree in music. I didn't go to school for music. I just have a passion for it. And I think it's very easy to sort of see that because I mean, I love talking about it. Especially being with people one-on-one, that's really where I thrive. I feel like, and group sessions are great too. We also do group sessions. So I'll go into a day program or a group home and do sing-along songs, usually call and response songs for a new place, just to get people involved that if I haven't met them before, they'll probably know twist and then they can interact immediately instead of sitting back and being a passive, just kind of on the sidelines. They're more of an active participant.
I love that.
I go in with that intention right away with group sessions to kind of get people right into it. And it's like, yeah, the more the merrier. Let's do this. Let's do this together. And it's not me doing something for somebody. I see more of it doing with somebody. And so there's a big difference in kind of framing it that way. And so that we do, yes, one-on-one lessons, group sessions, mostly at special needs day programs or group homes. And, and in addition to that, and this is also on guitar. Primarily, I do guitar, ukulele, voice, percussion, and piano. I know how to teach, at least at the basic level, those different instruments. And some can get to the intermediate level. Now, I've only have 2 students now that have kind of gotten to that intermediate level, which is really cool because one of them has autism, the other one has Down syndrome, and they've become like, I mean, I've also been spending years and years with them. They were clients that I had when I worked at the Arc years ago, and then I still kept in touch with. And now when I went off and branched out on my own, the parents or guardians sort of found out that I was doing my own thing, and then I reconnected with them again. So it's been really cool to like maintain these relationships with the individuals I spend time with. And then the group sessions we do at different drug and alcohol counseling centers are a lot of fun. And I usually just go in with the idea of, okay, I got a bunch of songs in mind that we could try for a first time. We'll see how it goes. I feel out how people are. I sort of ask, like, what songs do we like? What genre do we like? And I kind of come up with ideas for the next time I'm there. And I just get to know the people, and there's been some amazing stories I've heard and witnessed and been a part of at these drug and alcohol counseling centers. And then when I go into say a nursing home or assisted living facility, I just go in with like Frank Sinatra, Johnny Cash, Elvis, and you can't
all
go
big
wrong.
winners. Yeah.
And you can't go wrong with those artists. And then from there, I ask, hey, do you like any? And sometimes patriotic songs go over really well there too.
Yeah. Military people in there.
Yeah. So like if I go in with that sort of idea, that's a good starting point. And then from there, I get to know some of the people, and they'll say, oh, you know what? I really love songs from The Sound of Music. Cool. I'll learn a bunch of songs from The Sound of Music, for the next time. And so it's really an interactive, engaging. I just try to get to know people because I could go into a place and play a bunch of songs I know, but it doesn't mean anybody's going to like them or know them. So then it kind of defeats the purpose. And so then the idea for me is to just get to know the people that are there, really know what their likes and dislikes are, sometimes more their dislikes, and then stay away from those, and then do kind of more of what they enjoy doing, and have it be something where their input is very much valued. And then I will go home and literally learn, a bunch of songs from a random artist I might not have heard before, because one, it's just fun to learn something new. It expands my repertoire and it makes them happy. So yeah, that's kind of where I go into with all the different sort of facets. And I also do programs for children at libraries, which is also
Nice.
just a crazy amount of fun. You basically just act like a goofball. And like, I have a 5-year-old now. And so, he's actually come to a couple of the library things I did before the pandemic. My mom would bring him, or my mother-in-law would bring him. And it's just fun to see him, as well as all little kids, interact with each other. And, I bring a bag of percussion instruments, I pass them around. We just sing silly Old MacDonald Had a Farm, songs along those lines. And then I'll actually do some songs for the adults too, because I don't want to just have them be on their smartphones all day long, which they probably could be if left to their own devices. And so I'll do a song like Wild Thing, and I'll say, hey, aren't all kids wild things? I have a son, he's 5, he's kind of nutty. And so I get the parents involved, because I like this song. I know this song. He's not playing like Mary Had a Little Lamb this time. And so I try to connect to both the parents and the kids.
I love that.
And so it's not just about playing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and all those types of songs, which are fine, but I try to tap into the parents. I'll do a song from Toy Story, let's say, You've Got a Friend in Me. Like, everybody likes that song, and it's not really a kid's song. It's just like a good song. And I try purposeful and very intentional in doing songs like that for, like, at the libraries, so I can pull the parents in too.
That's really cool. And you wrote some songs on your own too before this. And can you talk a little bit about them? Are you writing songs with them as well, or no?
So right now I'm writing songs. I am writing songs for still, actually, at home, whenever the inspiration comes and I have a free moment. It's just I'm always like trying to pull some positives out of negative situations. That's kind of like what I have always written about. And lately I've been writing a lot about faith, hope, and love, just in those that general vicinity. And so I mean, right now, currently, I'm not really writing with the individuals I spend time with, although it does happen on occasion where somebody will have a poem and they want to put music to it, and we'll kind of work on, well, what do you like? Do you want to hear this? Do you want to hear this other part in this other section? And so just some interesting things that have developed a little bit in that realm, but with those I spend time with, but mostly still writing on my own. I like to co-write with other people, but it's been more of a challenge over the last year, and just having a young child. If I do co-write with people, I will send files back and forth, and we'll kind of do our own recordings in our own areas and send it back and forth via the internet. I've actually done this with Kim Yarson. I'm sure you're familiar with Kim.
Oh, Kim. Yeah. Kim's been a friend for years. We know Kim. Yeah.
I've co-written a few songs with Kim in using exactly what I just said. We'll bounce files back and forth. I'll record acoustic guitar. I'll send it to her. She'll record vocals. And we've done this a couple of times with a few songs. So that's always fun, because I do like to write with other people. It's kind of nice to open your mind up a little bit and expand your horizons. And because, like, I'm only so good myself. Like, I can only think of so many parts, and maybe somebody like Kim thinks of something totally different that makes me think of a different way of doing things. And so that's always fun too, is I feel like it's the idea of, two heads are better than one, as long as you don't have crazy egos involved.
That happens. That does happen.
Yeah.
I know when I was co-writing Bonfire, which was my good friend Emery Paserno, we never thought that song was going to go anywhere. But when we got 5 or 6 other country artists on it, and they were friends, it took off. Great producer, great person to formulate the song, Emery Paserno to sing it, and great background, and it was up for a Grammy nomination.
That's awesome. I didn't know that, dude. Wow.
And it just happens. It's called Bonfire. It's on YouTube. It's about the burning desire of an independent artist, me, you, anybody that wants to be anything, artist or a musical person, whatever, and creating that spark, which is what you're doing in the community of autism and other places, and creating that spark to create their spark, to create spark for other people. See, your motivation motivates other people. Their motivation motivates other people. So bonfire was like exactly what it is. You pour more wood on the fire, it gets hotter, gets brighter, and you start seeing your way. And the whole song revolves around that type of situation. And that
Awesome.
song, I've been probably brewing with that song probably for the last 30 years.
That's amazing, dude. I love to hear. I love to hear what you just described, which is what we all can do as human beings, really, is to try to be a positive force and shine our light, right? And like
Exactly.
literally and metaphorically, maybe sometimes, to shine our light. And then who knows where that will lead? It's like creating a positive domino effect, you know? And like bonfire, that sounds awesome. I got to check that out, man. Cause I actually love making me a good old bonfire in the backyard too.
And that's what it's related to. Friends and family sitting around together, the old days, taking the phone and just tossing it, right?
Putting it to
and
the
just
side.
sitting there telling stories, getting the heat from the fire, feeling the warmth, whether it's a cold day or just a spring evening that's a little chilly, but just enough to get that little fire going where you feel that heat and the warmth. And then you're all feeling so good, no matter what goes on in the world. It's just our little world right there in that bonfire, that campfire, whatever you want to call it. And, there's like, listen, this. I was just talking to Terry Draper from Klaatu today, and Terry was going on to tell me that, how they were never respected, the band. They were never respected in the 70s. The record company and what they were dealing with, they never got any money out of their albums. The only way they got any money out of their albums was when the Carpenters recorded Calling Occupants of Interplanetary Craft, which was a real cool song when they Carpenters did it. But it gets residuals from that.
Right.
The point is, he worked his whole life to do that, and it never went anywhere, but didn't even give up. He raised his family, and 15 years later has got another 15 albums out. And again, has anybody heard about him? No. So even the people that are in the bands that were well known are not well known. So when I tell independent artists this, you, Kim Yarson, anything, just stay in it. Stay in it. One day, something's going to change. I don't know when it is. Kim Yarson's getting residuals now for being on soundtracks, writing children's, songs.
Yep.
And I think that the response that, Jim, that you get and that we get as people in entertainment is just, we want to hear what you've got to say. We want to hear what you do, but we also I want to hear what they're doing. I want to hear what they're saying and what they're doing. And I want them to get motivation from me. And I think that's what you're trying to do, is you're creating that, again, that spark that creates that motivation for the person that, people see, just maybe not appreciate as much. But the talent is hidden in everybody. There's talent in everybody. My daughter has talent. My daughter has talent.
There is talent in everybody. It's just about whether we can find it or not. We got to dig into it. We got to work at it, but it's there.
I agree. My friend Lawrence Taylor says that, has this pandemic changed how you write music as well as Zoom for a performance platform? That's a good question.
That is a great question. So I actually haven't done that many virtual performances, other than maybe the occasional Facebook Live thing, but I try to keep it short and sweet so that as to not bore people. At first, though, I was doing some longer sessions on Facebook Live, and that was specifically for the kids. So I would just try to do all these different thematic topics. So as I would take, like, say, this time of year, right? It's the spring. So this rewind a year ago. In the spring, what happens? Well, it rains. There's sun. Okay, let's do a section just on the sun. Songs about the sun for kids. So I would get creative in a different way with themed shows that I would do every single day. As far as writing songs go, I've really been writing a lot about faith, honestly, in the last year. Just about like having faith in yourself, having faith in maybe a higher being, knowing that we're all going to hopefully come out of this bigger, better, and stronger. And that's been reflected in my music for sure. I've actually have written and recorded and released, self-released. I'm not exaggerating this. I've 3 full-length albums in the last year. 3. Because it's been pouring out of me. And
It sure has.
and I can't stop it. Like, and it's a good thing, because there'll be moments of time where I will not, 4 months will go by, let's say, and it's like, man, I'm dry right now. I haven't written anything, or I haven't written anything that I think is valuable.
Right.
But I went on a streak this past fall. I mean, I must have wrote, I don't know the exact number, but I wrote at least 6 or 7 songs in 1 week. And that ended up on an album that I recorded over the winter. And that just doesn't happen, where if I write 6 songs, it takes me several months to do that. And maybe one of them ends up on an album. But I felt so compelled by these six or so songs. They all just flew out of me in like a week. And I recorded all of them, because they were just like, I can't not have this out there. And so that has been interesting to me. Yeah, so that's a long-winded way of kind of answering that question.
So where can people buy your music if they want it?
You can go onto Bandcamp. I actually release everything on there. It's jimgavin.bandcamp.com. My name is spelled with an EN, just like it has in the corner here of StreamYard. A lot of people misspell it, which is totally fine. I get it. They want to spell it with an IN. But it's jimgavin.bandcamp.com. Everything there is self-released. I don't have a label. I've opted not to do that at this point in time. I have had record labels approach me in the past when I was in college and just out of college, and I just never signed on the dotted line for many different reasons. Yeah.
Sometimes you're better off not to. When
Yeah.
you can control what you want out when you want it. And that's the best. I don't care what anybody says, but that even if you make it, you only become a one-hit wonder sometimes,
Right.
The way you control it is the way you want it.
No, it's been really nice to be able to release things whenever I feel like it. Right. That's exactly it.
There you go.
I write something, I get a collection of things, I'll mix it. I could probably do better with the mixing and mastering process, but I love getting something out there and being creative. And to me, it's just about pushing the envelope, trying to write in different genres. I've written in a few different genres recently. Like I've tapped into a little bit of hip hop, which is totally different for me. I've written mostly in the acoustic sort of singer-songwriter pop rock vein, but I've written a couple folk songs, which have been really cool too, like straight up folk, 1 or 2 in the country genre. So I'm branching out a little bit in how I'm approaching songs and using, different kinds of instruments to make that happen, and editing and whatnot in the studio. But yeah, you could find me on Bandcamp. You could go to, if you were to type in my name into iTunes and Spotify, and I think Amazon Music and most other digital distributors, you'll find my music, especially on iTunes, Spotify, and Amazon. They're available on all those 3 platforms. So
very cool. And we're going to end the conversation in a couple of minutes, but I just want to ask you about a song that I always play. It's called Stay. I love Stay.
Thanks, man.
I don't know, something about that song that it's just I don't know. Did you write that? Was that intentional?
What do you mean? Like
in the song to make it so powerful?
Well,
the meaning,
right. It's surface level. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of meaning to it, right? Like in the chorus, if I walk and you run, you're nothing but a runaway. Well, there's more to it than just that. If I walk and you run, you're nothing but a runaway. It's like, really, that's all you got to say. But it's really about being in the same time and place as someone else in a relationship. And that is what it is. I was in a relationship where I wanted somebody to kind of be with me, and they were kind of wanting to go off on their own. And we weren't at the same part in how we were thinking about how we wanted our futures to go. And so that song is really about that. It has nothing to do about literally walking or literally running. Right. It's more of a metaphor. And yes, that was intentional to do it that way. I actually enlisted one of my former bandmates of one of the bands I was in, Post Mark Twain, years ago, to play electric guitar on that one. He's amazing. His name's Matt Leibowitz, super cool dude. And
I know Matt.
Matt's awesome, a lovely guy. And so he came and laid electric guitar down on that track. I recorded that in a professional studio in North Jersey, and it came out really well. And I kind of like to use the play on words and a little bit of these euphemisms that are in double entendres in songs, like every dog can have his day, right? Every man can have his ball and chain. So that's kind of like saying, we can all have our time in the sun, but maybe our time in the sun with this relationship is over. That's kind of like where I was going with that. And
I got that from that, like
yeah.
like a tongue-in-cheek type of thing.
Yeah. So I like doing that. I try to do that in a song if it makes sense to do so, not to get overly crazy with that, but it is nice to throw in there for a good measure when it works. It's fun for me. So it's kind of like an inside joke with myself sometimes.
So cool. Well, let me let you go because you only half hour. I don't want to hold you up.
Thank you.
Thank you for the interview. I hope you enjoyed it. I did, and I got to know you a little bit more.
Oh, this was great, man. I appreciate this. I appreciate you letting me come on. I know it was going back and forth with your daughter, and sometimes these life responsibilities are just the way it is. And I appreciate, it's always great to be with somebody who is so like-minded like you are with music. It's beautiful. I like, to me, I can't believe a half an hour already went by. That's how quick like this goes. It felt like 5 minutes, no joke. So appreciate it, Gene. Thanks again.
No problem. Take care. And if you need me, just contact me. If you want to be on that thing, I'll send you that information, and hopefully we'll talk to you soon.
Please do send me that info. I would love to reach out to them and just see where it leads. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, buddy. Take care.
Have a good one.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. Of course, I'm Doc G, and I have an extra half an hour. If somebody wants to come on and talk, we can do that. If you want to talk about what's going on in your musical career or your life, we can do that. Jim Gaven, of course, is a local musician. Great guy. I've known his music for a long time. I've played it on Hamilton radio probably since the late 90s, but I started in 96. But anyway, we always promote local musicians like that. We always help local musicians like that. And what he's doing for the autism community and people that are handicapped and seniors, it's just an awesome, awesome thing. So I'm going to stick around for half an hour. We're just going to talk a little bit about stuff. This is basically going to be about music because when I do an hour, I do an hour. I don't, if somebody has to leave, they have to leave. That's fine. But I'll still take that half an hour and turn it into time for me. So what am I doing? What's going on with me? Doc G. Well, Jimmy Deal and I are doing shows every Monday night at 7 o'clock, I believe. And of course, I do shows on Fridays. I do shows on Crystal Cavern at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Hamilton Radio, and also sometimes live on Roku and Facebook. Facebook always blocks me because of the music. Doesn't matter if it's an independent artist. Doesn't matter if it's a mainstream artist. They just block me. Even though I pay royalty rights, they still block me. That's my right to play and pay what I do. We've had artists such as, Terry Draper today, Pepe Castro from the Blue Magoos years ago, Blues Magoos years ago, and Balance, the band Balance. And what a great, great personality he was. I've also had my friend Vinny Zumo on. Vinny was the bass guitar player for Joe Jackson Band in the 80s. I've had my good friend Godfrey Townsend on, who was with the John Entwistle Band, Alan Parsons, and a bunch of other bands. Also, Godfrey was also a backing guitarist for the 60s bands that went out on tour, like the Turtles, all different ones. My brain goes, I get brain fart, I guess you could say. But a lot of the 60s Happy Together tour bands, I can't think of them at all, but the Ron Dante and Three Dog Night and different things like that. We also that this station are doing the Roku channel, which you see behind me right now. You see I'm right on the Roku channel. You could be live on the Roku channel too if you wanted to be. That means that anybody tunes into Roku is going to hear and see you live, or hear and see you if you do a show or a podcast. A lot of us are doing podcasts now. We're doing virtual podcasts. We're doing visual and audio. That is a big, big thing. If you want to get more guests and you want to get more people, then you got to get involved with my Zoom meeting. I do a Zoom meeting once a month, the first Thursday of every month at 8:00 p.m. First Thursday every month, 8:00 p.m. Remember, how can you forget? We do a Zoom meeting. The Zoom meeting is a marketing meeting. It's for marketing yourself. And who you're marketing yourself to? Well, there's music producers, there's movie producers, there's TV producers, radio personalities, TV personalities, book authors, people in entertainment, people that are music people, people that are musicians, people that write music, people that want music, people that are voiceover people, song people. My team is usually there. And now I just have to thank everybody on my team that we just elected all board of directors. Our board, it consists of me, of course. I'm owner and part owner of Hamilton Radio, or owner of Hamilton Radio, part owner of Iron Horse Films, Ruben Rodriguez. We also have John Thielon, Sandy DiPiero, my wife, and of course, Jerry Petito. Jerry Petito won Internet Hall of Fame awards. And when I think back about when I asked her, do you want to do a show? She says, I'm not so sure. And sometimes you could read things in people's minds. You could see the things that they're thinking. Oh boy, I could really do this. Oh boy, I could really do that. And we're not here to judge people. We're here to help people. God put us on this planet, and I don't want to get religious, but God put us on this planet to help each other one way or another. And if I can make your day, and I can make you happy, and I can create whatever it is that you want me to create, then I'm your guy. I recently had Tina J. Ramsey, tell me that the people that I sent to her, she thought she had spam. She didn't realize they were all coming from me. I sent a lot of my friends to her. And Jimmy, you are too, brother. Jimmy Deal, my brother from another mother that we do Monday nights at 7:00. And I love Jimmy Deal. Jimmy's an awesome guy. I knew years ago, or several months ago before COVID, that when I asked him, I said, Jimmy, I said, we got to do a show together. And it's been really a great show, Jimmy. I'm so proud to have you as a friend and as actually a co-host or whatever you want to call it. I know you could do the show yourself. You don't really need me, but it's just nice to have that ability to, in case he needs me, I am there. In case, I need him, he's there. And it's good to have friends like that. It's also good to have friends that you can count on and trust in this business, because a lot of people that, when I reach out to somebody and I don't hear from them, I don't feel bad. I don't want people to understand. I don't feel bad if they don't reach back out to me. What I feel bad is they don't reach back out to me because I can help them. That's why I feel bad. I don't feel bad because they don't see that. I feel bad because, unfortunately, I am in a position where I can do a lot more for them. And that even goes for Lori Grenier from Shark Tank, or Damon John from Shark Tank, because, they need a base of people to buy their stuff. Yeah, they're millionaires and billionaires. They really don't care, but they do care because they're constantly creating new millionaires and billionaires. Now, to create a millionaire and billionaire, you have to sell a good product. You have a good service. I'm right here, guys. I am right here. I am in control of 4 or 5, maybe 6 radio stations. I am in control of our own Roku channel. You can run an ad right here in the background. It's not an issue. And, you can always count on me to try to help you. I could put them in a network marketing meeting. They can get involved with movie producers. Yeah, they can get involved with you too through movie producing, but it's always nice for them to do it on their own because they feel more responsible. They feel more structured. It's nice to meet people through people. Believe me, that's the best way to meet somebody, through another person, because now you can see that they're the people that they said they are. Not everybody in this business is going to guarantee or like you for what you do or what you are. Believe me, it's all about, if you make them money. It's all about if you make them happy, but it's also about if you make yourself happy. And when I tell people this, they don't understand it. Money is the best thing in the world. I understand that. Kevin's right. Kevin the Shark, he's right. But it's how you get it and how you make it. You see people sweating their guns off, trying to do things, creating whatever they create. And then you've got to reach out to them and you have to say, listen, I believe in you. And that's why as a motivational coach or working with people that are motivational people, you seek out their affirmations. You seek out what they have to offer. You seek what they are all about. And then you create that for yourself. You bring that dream to reality and you make yourself part of that dream. And that's all I'm doing. I'm riding the coattails of everybody else. But guess what? They're riding my coattails. So we're all along for the ride, guys. We're all along for the ride. Why not make it a great, great ride? Why not make it so everybody can be happy? Everybody has money. Everybody doesn't have to worry about where money comes from. And everybody can create their own reality within what they're doing in their own little world in entertainment. Now, I'm not a big, big mogul. Just because I know people doesn't mean that I sit down to dinner with them. Doesn't mean that I talk to them every day. Doesn't mean that I email them every day. I want people to understand that. They think, this person? Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. Knowing a person and sitting down with them, knowing a person and creating a contract and working together, that's when you really know the person. You can know of a person, but to know a person deeply and meaningfully, you have to actually do something with them. What does Lawrence says? I love John Entwistle. He was very underrated bass player. He was absolutely right. The Real Me was one of the best lead bass lines I ever heard. You're right. Absolutely. And Lawrence, I'm glad you're feeling better too, by the way, with the COVID situation. COVID, this is a whole nother ball game with COVID. Whole nother ball game. Changes everything the way I see it. I know people that don't want to go anywhere to wear a mask. And I'm one of them. Why? Because I get anxiety. I can't breathe. I wear my glasses steam up. I get like an epileptic thing. And then I start feeling like I'm going to fall. If you ask people these things, they'll say to you, oh, well, I wear a mask all day. Well, that's you. I can't. And the other thing is, I can't take vaccines. I'm allergic to the egg in the vaccine. I'm allergic to aborted fetal cells in the vaccine. I'm allergic to all the things that are in the vaccine that I can't take. My body can't handle that. I know that from previous experience. Now, I'm not advocating whether you should or you shouldn't. That's your personal choice with you and God. I'm not. I'm declining it. I don't want it. And the only way they're going to give it to me is they take a gun to my head and make me take it. And they might as well pull that trigger because I am not going to inject myself with it. That's just my opinion. Because I can't, my body won't be able to handle it. I know that. But COVID has really changed our lives in so many ways, right? It's changed our lives for venues. It's changed our lives for entertainers. It's changed our lives for watching and listening to people. We're judging people now based on if they wear a mask, don't have the vaccine. And when you start doing that, you're actually playing God. You're actually playing God. You're saying, oh, this person over here can't do this, but this person can. And entertainers, hear me out. When you do that, you also take your entertainment fan base and you go, okay, this half is gone, this half is good. Why would you do that? Why, when you work so hard to get the music out there, to get the music set up the way you want it, and to make yourself feel good, do you want to take political, religious, or anything and throw it in the mix to ruin your fan base? People that have been following you for 5, 10, 20 years. Why, based on what you know, would you do that? And there are entertainers that stand by that and they don't care. That's their opinion. They can do that if they want. But don't come back to me and say later, why aren't we selling records? Why are we not selling this or not selling that? Because you changed your stance on, you took political and you took spiritual and you took religious and you brought it into the music when you shouldn't have done that. I know how people feel. I understand that. Try to stay as neutral as possible all the time, because being one way or the other is only going to sever you even more. Getting down to the little political things and the little spiritual things and the little religious things and the transgender things, and it can go on and on and on. And you don't want to do that. You're going to lose your fan base completely. Sever it off to where there's only a few people that like you. And you don't want to rule out people like that. You want to try to grab both sides from every issue and don't allow yourself to be political. Don't allow yourself to be religious. I mean, you could be religious, but it's something that you don't want to really tell others to do. And you don't want to tell other people that you can't do this and you can't do that, because when you do that, again, you sever your base. I mean, does that make sense? Thank you. I feel better. Never wish COVID on my worst enemy. I understand that, Lawrence. I really do. I understand COVID has been a killer to so many entertainment industries and businesses and venues and stuff like that. But again, I'm not here to decide who's going to do it, who's not going to do it. I'm just telling you that I can't. You guys got to make your own decision based on what you know, based on how you feel, based on what you want to do in life. If you think that you're going to be fine, then that's your choice and God to do it. I don't question you. I love you no matter what. I love you like your mom and dad love you. I like you like your grandparents love you. I love you like I love my wife and my kids. It's a never-ending love. You know, if they did something wrong, that's on them. That's not on me. I feel bad for them. I'll guide them. I'll help them. I'll do anything I can for my daughters and my wife. I will. But at the same time, it's their choice. I already had this disagreement with my wife about it. I said, if you want to go get the shot, you go get the shot. I am not sure if I want to get the shot. I still may get it. I really don't know. I am being pulled by so many different ways and looking at this that, you know, I start getting back pain again. I feel bad. I get depressed. I feel bad. Listen, just because we're doing good doesn't mean that everything is good. There's a lot of skeletons in the closets of everybody, not just me, everybody. And we should also understand this. Don't question. Don't get mad. Don't argue. Don't yell. But understand that people have problems, traumatic problems that go years and years into things. And when that happens, they have nowhere else to go. I know you'll love me if I get the vaccine or not. I know you'll love me if I wear a mask or not. I know you'll love me no matter what I do. But that is my choice. You understand? That's the whole thing here. The minute you start telling people they can't and that you won't do it and you can't and they won't do it, you're limiting your everything. And you don't want to do that. Not in the entertainment business. You don't want to do that. There's too many people that are too powerful that aren't sure what they're going to do. They don't know where they're going to go, where they're going to be. But at the same time, they do it. And they have to do it because that's who they are as a person. It's who they are as a people. And it's who they are as, whatever they are. So don't judge people. Don't try to trust everybody. It's hard to in this business. People tell you they're going to contact you. People tell you they're going to call you, email you. And some do, some don't. But don't take it to heart. Because I figure this. If there's one person out there that understands me, there's probably 1,000 people that don't. And that one person probably would be a lot easier on me than 1,000 that don't. So it may be something that I didn't understand, but now I do. Does that make sense? It seems like social media is a double-edged sword. You can be a hero and a zero. And that's the truth, Lawrence. I try to tell people that all the time. I tell my daughters that. Watch what you say, watch what you post, watch what you repost. And it can get you in trouble. It can make you feel great, but then it can also destroy you overnight, just like that. So that's so true. And we have to be understanding that people do read things. I've posted things that people thought I said. And I said, wait a minute, I'm just reposting it. Well, we thought you said it. No, I didn't say it. So what I have done is I've looked at and tweaked what I'm going to post now. I don't post everything. I try to post positive things. I try to post positive things about people. I try to learn certain things and I share it with people. I tell people about my business, my music, and I tell them about my life. And that's pretty much all I share with people because it's social. It's supposed to be social. A little bit of business, a little bit of social. And even then, I would tell people too, if you're going to have an area where you're going to get really, really interested in posting political stuff or non-political stuff, either have another page where it's not associated with your business or change your name. I mean, what else can I tell you? You're not going to win over everybody. And you're not going to understand when people don't understand you. But the thing is, you have to understand that you are the maker and creator of your reality. You are the maker of what you want in life. We can either choose to sit there and listen to me and go, oh, yeah, Doc, you're right. Doc, you're right. Yeah, Doc, you're right. You're right. Or you can contact me, admin@hamiltonradio.net, or on Facebook here, or right now, and say, Doc, I love the way you talk. I love what you're doing. I appreciate you standing up for people with autism. I appreciate you people standing up for handicapped people. Don't forget these other people. And I say to you, I will never forget about people because hidden talent is everywhere. It's in the custodian down the street. It's in the person that's pumping gas. It's in the person that goes home singing. It's everywhere. Never look at anybody that you got more than them or you're better than them. Just like my friend Troy here. Me and him had this conversation, right? Right, Troy? We had this conversation years ago. If you're not better than anybody else, God made you that way. But God did give you a gift. Like my friend Troy, God gave him a gift to motivate others, to bring others into what he's doing, right? To make others feel the same energies that, get you ignited to motivate others for their motivation so they can motivate others. See, all we're doing is creating that bonfire. In reality, that's why Bonfire, that song, it still stays in my mind. I'll probably carry it to my grave because that's one song that emits light, healing energy, and many, many, many motivating people around it through the light and energy of the bonfire, creating more of the same by creating more of the same. It's just repetitive. That's all it is. But I'm going to take my leave, guys. I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. I got a little biblical, I got a little spiritual, I got a little religious, but I want you to know, whether you believe in God or you don't believe in God, whether you're religious or you're not religious, whether you're spiritual or you're not spiritual, it doesn't matter, because you are a person. You're a person that cares about people. We care about you. We love what you're doing, and we hope you love what we're doing. I'm not a preacher. I'm just a regular person speaking out for the people that can't. The handicapped, people with autism, and all kinds of handicaps. Do not take them lightly. They're talented, gifted people just like us. Don't cut yourself short. Don't cut your kids short. Don't cut your parents short, your grandparents short. Just love everybody and enjoy being loved. Thank you all for watching. Troy, you're awesome, brother. You know I love you, and I can't wait to talk to you on Thursday, next 2 weeks. Guys, don't forget that Zoom Network Marketing meeting. That is May 5th, Thursday, 8 o'clock p.m. Register today, admin at hamiltonradio.net. I already got a bunch of people coming, and I'm hoping to kick this one out of the water, make this one really, really score some points, because we do this every month. And then this month is going to be on health. That's right. We're going to all talk about stuff, but we're going to interject our little stories about how we overcame certain things in our life to create the health that we have today. Either you're healthy or you're not healthy. Well, when you listen to this network marketing meeting, you're going to get healthy. I've got my friend Lisa G there, and she is a fitness model, wrote books, best-selling books, New York Times bestseller, and she's an awesome person. And if you have a radio show or a TV show or a podcast, you're going to want to be there, because these guests are available for your shows. And that's how we create more of the same, by putting you right in bed with them, right in the ring with them. And you get to ask questions. You get to share your stories, and you get to promote yourself, and you get to promote everything that you're doing with them. So it's a win-win situation for everyone involved. I've never got anything bad from it yet. And you'll get to meet some great people, and you get to meet my board of directors, and you'll get to meet our team of advertisers or people that work with us. So I welcome you all to come, whatever Zoom allows me to have. And 8 o'clock, May the 5th. Thanks, guys. Have a great one. This is Doc G for DJ Dani Show. I love you all. Have a great day.